Hello everybody, how y'all doing today? I'm Stately, this is City Skylines, and that means welcome to the fair town of good intentions, where today we're going to be working on the turkey's nest some more. Primarily I want to start working on the infill between the turkey's nest and Asylum Mountain. I'm thinking these hills here would be nice for some low density residential, kind of a rural area. Before we get started, check this out. I finally came up with an intersection design that works pretty well. As you can see, traffic's flowing along nicely and flowing well into town too. And over here, everything's just fine. So I am happy with that. I decided to do it off camera because I figured you guys were sick to death of me watching me make the same intersection over and over again. This is kind of an issue. Our toll booth is causing an awful lot of traffic issues. I don't know if that's going to be something I'm going to have to do something about eventually. There is a wider toll booth, but I don't have room for it. So I don't know, maybe I need to move the toll booth somewhere else. Our eternal problem intersection. It's actually working just fine though. A little bit of slowdown here on the off-ramp, but you know what? I wouldn't be complaining too loudly if I were stuck in that. I've been stuck in much worse traffic. So let's start putting out a road here, and we're also going to take this metro line and expand it out to here. That's our plan for the day. Let's take a look at the terrain map here, because that'll help us put down the roads. Can I not have the terrain map and roads at the same time? Yeah, I can. Good. So what we'll do is we'll run some roads more or less parallel to the terrain lines. Come on, don't do that. Like that kind of thing. And we'll probably stick to putting the buildings on one side of that road. I'm kind of winging it here because I can't apparently keep the terrain lines on while I place this, so might not be perfect, but it should be pretty decent. It is kind of a pain in the butt to have to do it this way, though, to be honest. Alright, and then let's see what's going on over here. Alright, it's pretty much the same thing. Just go along like that. And how does that look just intuitively? It's all pretty flat. That's kind of what we're going for. So this, right, I think we need to connect these two neighborhoods together. And that should be pretty straightforward to do. I think here would be a good place to link up. Let's go ahead and raise the subway line a little bit, though. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We could just go like that and raise this a little bit to smooth it all out. And that should give us plenty of room to go underneath it here. Although this support is kind of in the wrong place. Oh. Are we having power trouble? Do we need to build an emergency power plant somewhere? I don't understand how we keep ending up with this huge power consumption, but I think we need to go ahead and put down some more power production. So this road here, I built this as a slip road next to the freeway, and it's not supposed to allow through traffic for passenger vehicles or trucks. I'm still seeing some, and I'm not quite sure why. So let's take a look here. Is that because... Yeah, it looks like my traffic rules have disappeared. Alright, so the idea would be to ban personal vehicles and trucks, say between here and here. So we'll put those same rules into effect over here. I mean, we do want people to be able to get to their jobs if they happen to work here, right? And that should keep all of the personal vehicles out. Awful lot of people walking here. What the hell? Where are these people coming from? I mean, they're walking in big clusters. It's like they're getting off a tram or a train or something and then walking all the way over there. Anyway, problem. We have a power shortage. So let's go ahead and use this road. We should definitely put down a bus line or something here. I don't know where these people are going, but this is too far to walk. Also, sorry, I seem to have the day-night cycle on. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And turn the dynamic weather off. And hey, it's daytime again. Excellent. This is so weird. Anyway, power supply. We need power. Stop getting distracted, Stately. And we'll stick with oil plants for now, or something else. Ocean thermal energy conversion plant. Oh, that sounds sexy. I don't know what it is. This is clearly not an ocean, so I don't think it's going to fly. 112 to 160 on a solar plant. This is 120. I don't know. I think this could work. Where shall we put it? Actually, I think like here would be fine. Let's put in a little slip road. Just something like standard unmarked road like that, and we'll just do straight lines here. Like so, and then the plant itself should probably be set back a little bit, so we'll run a line out from here to about here and pop down our very first solar plant. This is exciting. And hopefully this will keep us going for a little while. Okay, so we got the plant in place. Let's pop down a substation. I have the power substation V3. Should we put it there? Kind of makes sense, right? Kinda, sorta. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and put in a couple power fixes here. We need to put all this back together, obviously, because I'm probably cutting off power to entire neighborhoods right now. But here, we'll put this here. We'll just run it all the way down to here. Really, guys? This is why we can't have nice things. And then we'll put this one here. And now we have some power lines coming out of this that seem to make sense. This one's a little hokey, but whatever. Okay, now let's go ahead and asphalt this up. Ah, geez, let's go ahead and not asphalt that up. And we'll put down a little bit of parking for the workers. We'll just do something simple like this. Why are you being that way? Don't be that way. A little farther out, like so. Should we go out to maybe here, and then we'll put down a crossroad here. Okay, you're making me go all anarchy on you. I hope you're proud of yourself. Ah. Ah. Alright, well, let's just change the road type because obviously this is a little hokey. And these roads aren't particularly attractive anyway, so whatever. Here, we'll use this instead. There we go. Mm. 8x2 is actually going to fit. It's a miracle. And then we'll put down a little bit of handicap parking here. Come on. Oh, if only there was a way to make this stuff snap. There. Not perfect, but definitely good enough. There we go. All right, so we got some extra power going here. We just need to fix up this power line. We'll just run it over to here, I guess. That's ridiculous. What just happened there? Let's try that again. You know what? We'll run it around the parking lot because that seems to make a lot more sense. Just go like this. I know it should be hooked up to the power substation or something, but this is how it's going to be. That's pretty good. That's a decent little power plant there. So I think we'll leave it for now. We should be generating enough power. Now we can get back to work on what we set out to do today. Sorry. Sometimes I just like making funny noises. Okay. So let's expand this outwards a little bit. And I think we're going more or less straight, right? Like this, and then maybe like that. And then maybe we'll have some little side streets coming out, connecting these things together. Although the height difference makes that pretty challenging. Even just connecting this together might be hard. Okay, so there's a bug with the Metro Overhaul mod where if you adjust a route of track, it will automatically change the type of supports, and you have to go in here and hit the track option and select the supports you want, and then if you do this again, it'll change to that type of support. It's a little weird. It's not the end of the world, but it is clearly a bit of a bug. So here's what we want to do here. We don't want much of a slope here. We'll keep this more or less flat like that and just move this up a little bit. And then we have a little dip here. That's also not really what we want. So let's just kind of flatten it all out like that. That should be good enough. This is not a huge road. I'm hoping that we're not going to get like 200 million people all deciding that this is how they want to go to work. Because if they do, we have a problem. Okay, let's see. So the slope there isn't too bad. Let's go ahead and run the road from here out to, say, here. And then from here we'll just kind of curve it on out like this, and then no, that last bit didn't quite go right. Just use a regular curve section here. Go down to the intersection and go like that. There we go. So it's all reasonably flat. This is a very steep slope here, but it's not the end of the world. It's perfectly doable, and that gives us a little connection between these various areas here. All right, let's put down some more roads. Again, it would be really nice if we could keep the height map on while we're doing this, but we can't, so it is what it is. Oh, and now it's staying on. How weird is that? It wasn't doing that before. Anyway, now it is, so no use complaining. I got what I wanted, right? And the road actually does a pretty good job of staying flat here. That's, I mean, obviously kind of what I wanted, but there's never any guarantee that what I want is actually what's going to happen. You know how it is. Best laid plans and all that. Oh, okay. That's odd. Not sure what I hit there, but I made it stop working. See? It's doing that again. Oh, now it's staying. Weird. No? It's very inconsistent is what it is. Okay, now I'm just looking at this and wondering if we want to connect these together a bit. I think we do. Maybe not. This is all residential, and there's just going to be a lot of residential traffic shooting through there if I do that. So let's not. Let's not and say we did. Get some water going here. I'm sure the citizens will be grateful of a water supply, right? Like a little spur here, I guess. Okay, water availability is getting a little low too. I'm going to have to put down another water intake. There's a couple of places here that are complaining about trash pickup. And they've been complaining about trash pickup for a while, but it doesn't seem too serious. I'm not going to worry about like one place that's not getting quite enough trash pickup. That's just not worth the trouble. Okay, so the next step for the expansion plan is going to be to take this metro line, and I think we'll run it down, go underground here maybe, and then have 2 stations at the Turkey's Nest. So let's see if we can do that without too much disruption. We'll go ahead and, first of all, we're using the modern style here, and we want the narrow pillars bi-directional. Don't need an optional alternate design. I'm not sure what that is actually, the alternate design. And we'll freehand this. Let's see. Try to keep it more or less flat. We're obviously going to have to go down the slope here. I just want to keep this section kind of sane. And I want to raise all of this up enough that if we decide we want to, we can run these roads under it. So that puts us somewhere around here height-wise, I suspect. It's something we can always adjust if we have to. Let's see. So in theory, if we do it this way, we have the option to put down a metro station somewhere along this road at some point. So that seems at least potentially desirable. And it would be kind of nice to keep the metro above ground. I always like being able to see this stuff, but I don't think it's appropriate here. Just because, you know, density. So we'll go ahead and go underground right about here. Nice gradual slope. And then we'll come around here and we'll take a pretty tight turn up to, say, here. Okay. All right, couple stations now. Let's go ahead and do a regular underground subway station with, what is this? Island platform. That's one lane of traffic, and okay, that's what we're looking for. We'll have one kind of in downtown Turkey's Nest here. I think here would be appropriate. And we'll have a second one out in the residential area by these little shops. That's odd. Okay, we gotta dezone that or something's gonna pop up over it again. Oh, it's already dezoned. Okay, that's fine. No. Subways, check. This guy, check. And we should be able to just make do with the standard curve here. Is this the right one? Yeah, that is the right one. Just need to go straight to here and then ta-da, easy peasy. And this is no harder. Okay, and there's our subway expansion. All we have to do now is take the line and add a few stops. So we'll go ahead and drag this all the way out to here. And we'll add a stop here. And here. And here. And here. And there's our new subway line. That should work out just fine. And it's an existing subway line, so it shouldn't be too hard to get some vehicles on it. Are we pausing the simulation? We have. We've paused the simulation. Okay, let's take a look here. Our university is still renowned, mostly because the campus attractiveness isn't high enough, so that's a project. We'll work on that. But for now, not a whole lot is happening academically in the fair town of Good Intentions. Okay, let's zone some of this. Let's get some nice houses in here. And we're gonna make it nice and roomy. We're not gonna make this dense at all. And we'll leave room on the corners. And areas where it's too steep like this, we're not gonna do anything either. Congratulations, you get a rock in your backyard in your background. You know what I mean? That seems to be about the density we're looking for, I think. Going at this. I know this isn't an efficient way of doing things, but I'm not going for population density. I'd like to eventually get to 500,000 residents, but you know, if the map fills up before we do that, whatever. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I would rather have a nice city than an efficient and densely packed city. And I'm sure people are going to love living here. I'd love living here. This looks nice. So I don't see why other people wouldn't, because I am incapable of seeing things from the perspective of other human beings. Game's like, haha, I got you there. I'm going to crash on you. All right, game, you be that way. Dum, dum, dum. Are we there yet? I know we still got a lot of this to do. Maybe I'll rush it along a little bit. This, it's a little steep, but it should be fine. We can put some stuff down here. And here as well, a few little things. And we might need to find some kind of park to pop down here just to make sure the land value is worthwhile. Is this too steep? Let's just assume that side's too steep. This is going to fill in very slowly, isn't it? I'm just looking at these houses and nobody seems to be especially interested in living there right this second. They're kind of out of the way, but you know, you need this kind of housing to just kind of break up the monotony. It would be silly to have just high density residential and just gridded suburbs. We need some semi-rural stuff too. For the appeal, the curbside appeal. Oh, that's not helpful. Try that. Dude. Why do I always get the weirdos? This guy is... I don't know what he's doing. He's just cutting cross country. I admire his intrepidness, but this is a little weird. Audrey Harris, you are a weirdo. Anyway, moving on. Back to the zoning. We got most of this kind of zoned out. I think we can put down a few houses here. Maybe just in the areas where it's not too steep. Let's see how that goes. And this is where it starts getting flatter, so we can have slightly bigger plots and be a little bit denser about it. Still pretty low density I'm going for, though, as you can well see. Right, and here, and we'll put a big one here. What's that bell? Oh, it's because I'm right by the cemetery here. They're mourning. They're all very sad. Wonder if Aubrey, what's his name, got run over by a tree. Just died right there at the cemetery. I don't know if there are any like 3x4s in the game, but I'm putting some plots in various sizes down just so we can have a lot of variety. And that's a little steep, so we'll leave it at that. Yeah, the altitude differences are always a little weird when you do this, but I think this will work out just fine. These guys need some electricity, so let's run a couple rural power lines down here. Just like this. I wish you could just like put these by roads instead of having to place them separately, but that is not the way of things. Alright, that leaves us with some space down here that we can expand into if we want to do a little bit more of the high density style stuff. I want to take a look at our subway and see how that's going. Let's see if we can find a train. What do we got here? 84 people. We've got, oh boy. We got 248 people waiting on a train here. I mean, and another gazillion here. So let's go up to 10 trains, and hopefully that will do the trick. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, I need to change the offset. That was something vehicle specific that you have to do with these vehicle cameras. And in this case of the metros, I think you have to go all the way up to 10. There we go. Take a quick ride on our subway line here just to see what it looks like. This track is a little rough, a little up and downy. Viewer was telling me I should use the straight slope tool, which I have used in the past for different things. And he was talking about the subway, the off-ramp I was working on. But I think it might make sense here to redo some of this with the straight slope tool. The straight slope stool. Brilliant, Stately. But this is pretty nice. I like taking subway rides. It's just fun. And of course, the fact that we're doing it at 3 FPS, that doesn't take away from the fun at all. There we are, at the end of the station. And the funny part is, when it turns around, you actually have to go and change the offset again. I'm not going to do that right now because we're not going to just spend the entire day making subway rides. Fun, though, that would be. So I'm kind of keeping this area because I think this would be a good place for a new tourist hub. In particular, we can build an airport now, and we haven't built a theme park yet, so I'm thinking maybe this is where we'll build Stately Land. But we're not quite there yet. I don't think we're ready to get started on that. Let's see how our solar plant's doing. 160 megawatts of output. Total electrical, we're well in the green. It would be nice if you could export stuff like excess electrical power. I think it would be kind of sensible. I think SimCity 2013 did that, but that was literally the only thing that SimCity 2013 did right, so I'm not going to use that as an example. This is cleared up. I'm not quite sure why it was so hokey earlier, but it's much better now than it was, and all of my traffic is still behaving well too. So let's do a little bit of detailing downtown here. And I'm not going to lie to you, Marge, I don't like this Central Plaza at all. It's just, it's not attractive. So let's see if we have any other options here. And it almost has to be something from the Unique Building Collection. The Gherkin. Construct 2 instances of harbor. I have at least 1 harbor. I'm not quite sure why it's saying I have 0. Hypermarket. No, I'm not going to use the supermarket as an anchor here. So originally I had this, what what was it, the lungs of the city, and that's kind of more of a camping thing than this is incredible size. Which plaza is this? Fantastic fountain. Well, I don't know. I need something more robust. Definitely not a sports stadium. The Lazaret Plaza is a incredible size. And we can maybe build a park around it. See what else we got. I wish people were a little more consistent about... Oh, this is interesting. Shall we put down a giant mall here? Oh, we can't. It's too big. Always something, huh? What about this thing? What is this thing? Galaxy Tower. That actually might not be bad. That looks like just the kind of thing that would go there. What's it do? Doesn't seem to do much of anything. Obviously, this is a... that's much smaller than it looks. Obviously, that's a workshop thing. Let's see. So long as the city didn't work out, it just doesn't look good. IKEA. Yeah, let's put down an IKEA. What about the conference center? I think I can build the conference center. This is the Expo Center. Is that the one I'm referring to? Science Center. All of these seem to have like comparable entertainment values. This also doesn't fit. I mean, we could build around this. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put down a conference center in the middle of this. And we'll probably end up with some abandonment. Because I think this is going to harm our land values. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. Okay. So let's see. The logical place to put it would be right about here, right? Let's put in kind of a... I'm thinking we should have a cul-de-sac or something. I kind of do that with everything, though, don't I? I don't think we need it. Let's just go ahead and pop this thing down. And we're going to have to use move it to center this, which is fine. No worries. Like that. And then we'll put a road directly behind this. Just a nice, clean, straight road from here to there. Easy peasy. All right, let's zone this. We'll do high density commercial across the board here and here as well. We'll fill this in with some low density commercial. And I think I'm going to unzone this and maybe make it more park-like or plaza-like. Let's see. Well, this is a convention center. It's not a park. We don't need to do anything too crazy here. Let's put in a big old parking lot. And then on the other side, we'll have a slip road with maybe a bus stop, and we'll see how that goes. We'll focus on accessibility here. So, big old parking lot would be something like this, right? There we go. Giant parking lot accomplished. well, not quite accomplished because we need to, you know, put in the actual parking bays. But other than that, also, is this reasonably flat? I think we might need to raise this side a little. Oh. Okay, we can raise this side, but we'll have to raise this intersection a bit too. And I think we need to take all of this. Ah, come on. That's obviously not what I was trying to accomplish. Just move it up to here. That way we have more room for a proper T intersection here. And visually it all seems to make perfect sense. That's the wrong button. That is the wrong brush size. Jesus. Got a little carried away there. Don't wee too hard. Unless it's like first thing in the morning and you really have to go. Yes, I made a funny. Alright. We should have no trouble putting down a couple 8x2s here. One there. One there. And, okay, switch over to the 4x2s here. Don't have room for a 3x2, that's unfortunate. So we'll have to put in some of this manually. It's fine, big deal. God, I wish this stuff would snap. Are you hearing me, mod makers? This daily wants snappies. Don't worry, I'm not quite that entitled, I'm just off a tiny bit of steam here. Why is it that you can't get this stuff to rotate like 90 or 180 degrees? It's like a 6-way rotation pattern. I'm not sure why. Okay. Got a big old parking lot for our expo center. A lot of people just lost their jobs and they're now wandering aimlessly. And on this side, we will put down a road, just a straight road here. And I'm actually going to manually move this so that it's right next to the expo center. Same thing we did with the parking lot. Just move it all up like so. And that should be just fine. And now I'm going to put down something I never put down. A taxi stand. Hello? Why will you not snap to that? Ah, jeez. Alright, we're gonna have to move it manually, I guess. Ah, hold on. I know this one. This is irritating. But if we demolish these road sections, the game is paused, so we're not going to lose anything. And then we put down the taxi stand, it will snap properly, and then we can put the road back. It's irritating, but it works. There we go. Alright, so Expo Center. Only $1,600 a week. We're losing money and we're also losing population. So that's going well. Let's put down more of that sweet, sweet high-density commercial. And here, I don't know if we were saving this for something. I don't think we were, but I'm in an infill kind of mood. So, not like that. So that's what we're gonna do. Now let's pave the world. None of this should be grass. feel like there should be something there, but not grass. Same story here. We'll have to find some nice little infill things to pretty these areas up. There's quite a lot of it though. And some of it I could put in an alley or something along those lines. Some of it that just won't fit. Planned neighborhoods, man, they're always a little tough. Did I forget to put some roads back here or something? What happened here? Oh, yeah, I had a road there. I should continue to have a road there, I think. That was a good place for a road. And we have the, what is it, the 3 wide, 6 lanes with trees. Yeah, this guy. That's smarter. Okay, I had a little case of stupid there, but I got better. So let's put down an office building here, and we'll go high density commercial around it, like that. Traffic is still good here, so that's nice. Population is shrinking, and there's not a whole lot of demand for the housing around here. That guy doesn't have water. Ah, got stuck in that one tiny little hole with no water, huh? So be it. Yeah, they don't like it much here. This area, in spite of the fact that it looks really nice, has no land value to speak of. So let's alleviate that with a couple of parks. We'll take a playground and put it down opposite the cemeteries, maybe a little bit morbid. And we could even have an arboretum somewhere around here. Would that be cool? It's a little too big. But I can see how this would be nice if we can find a nice flat spot for it. There we go. Alright, and hopefully the addition of a couple of little parks will spur people into wanting to live there. Alright, let's get back to paving the world. And maybe we'll do some more detailing to all of this next episode. Right. Are these areas not zoned? Why did I leave that unzoned? Was I going to put down a park, a plaza, something like that? That's not a bad idea. I could put down a park or a plaza or something like that. But not sure where the perfect spot would be. Let's see if we can have something small and park-like there. We have a few different plazas to choose from. I mean, it fits and it would look really nice. But we're going to have to lose some buildings for it. I don't really care. I'm just going to do it anyway. And then we'll just zone around it. Bit of this, bit of that. But let's go for a bit of variety. We'll put some low density down here. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. Again, just to up that real estate value a little bit. And the maintenance cost on these parks isn't so bad. You know what, though? I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to have to wait until these guys go away. Yeah, so this guy doesn't quite fit. We're going to have to de-zone this. And that building is going to disappear of its own accord soon enough. We'll de-zone those and see if I have some of those tiles. I might be able to kind of fill out the missing bits of plaza. Is it this one? I think it's this one. It's not that one. Is it this one? What the hell is that? Oh, Right, I don't have that specific tile, do I? Huh. Alright, well, I guess we'll slap down some pavement and call it a day. A bit more brush size for this. There we go. Much better. Alright, you're going to make me do this by hand? I guess you are. And you know what? Here, I'm going to piss these guys off. Obviously, because, you know. But I kind of like the idea of just having a bit of open space around it so that it doesn't look quite so cramped. This side doesn't really have that issue. This side's just fine. What am I doing? Nobody knows. And we'll probably end up infilling most of this with zoning, but I was kind of thinking there might be some facilities we need to put down. And there may well be, but for now, everything looks kind of okay here. Just need to do this area, but I'm not sure I want to. This might actually be a nice place for some trees and a bit of nature. A little bit of urban bliss. Let's grab something from the Modest Tree collection, maybe Corsican pines. And we'll go, I guess not. That. Doesn't quite want to fill in properly. There we go. Easy peasy. Yeah, I'm sure people will be happy about that. My whole taxi thing isn't particularly useful, especially since my only taxi depot is way on the other side of town. That's a little out of place. Is that like a Panda Express? I guess it's appropriate. No concerns. Let's see. The parking is being used. That's excellent. This place is getting a decent amount of visitors. My land value looks pretty good, I expect. That's odd. This area is worth more than the area around the attraction. And this is just nobody's interested in living there. But I'll bet you it'll fill up. And if it doesn't, we'll just do something to make it a little more appealing. Everything seems to be going fine here. My little slip road is being used, but not abused. I'm sure that the local news is constantly complaining about how dangerous this section is. But you know what? They can go take a flying leap, because I'm the mayor of this town. And what I say goes. We have some heavy traffic coming in here now. And I don't know what we should do about that, but my instincts are to make the area around here one way. If we do that, we won't have to worry about left turns here. And this is starting to back up all the way to the freeway now, so I don't think we have much of a choice but to do that. So, we will go for a 4-lane, one-way. No? Ah, here it is. And I'm going to have to reverse some of these. straight, straight, straight. This one needs to turn around. That one needs to turn around. This one's good, and that one's good. So now we have a strict, oops, one-way loop. This here is not a shortcut. This is not meant for private vehicles. So that's the wrong button. Let's go ahead and trucks, no personal vehicles. Did I do that wrong on my slip road? Did I disable taxis and personal vehicles? I'll have to go check that. So this is for service vehicles only. And there we go. Now, I think there's a couple places where we have stoplights we don't want. Because ideally, for example, here, there's no real need for, oh, okay, stop that. No real need for stoplights there. Here, no stoplights, no stoplights, no stoplights. We do need stoplights here, so this makes sense. And look at that. That's cleared everything up real nice. Although now we're getting a lot of traffic going through here instead. Not sure why, but we'll keep an eye on it. I mean, traffic management is an ongoing issue. But that's going to do it for today. We got our cool little convention center set up. We've got our metro line expanded all the way out to here. Look at that, very nice. Got some power shortages again. Why do you guys have power shortages? Didn't I like build an entire new power plant? I did, there's just no connection here. So another nice rural power line from, say, here to here. Should do the trick just fine. And that should solve that problem. So that's going to do it for today, folks. Thank